is all Jags Bears because that's the two things that I do. My For You will be like NFL. So I just get a lot of like the more general NFL stuff on my For You side.
I get a lot of Bears stuff on my For You side, so I think it has me confused with you. But yeah, at KillaBees21 on X or Twitter. So if you want to start using it, but let's talk some Jaguars.
That's mine.
That's
yours.
you, buddy.
Yes, absolutely. I did my research. So the Steelers came to town Saturday night. We broke a lot of it down yesterday. I think the biggest disappointment was with the defense. Certainly the ones that were out there, they went up against some of the Steelers ones, but not all. And the defense didn't look very good. What were your thoughts?
I think we talked about it. There was a lot of free releases.
Yep.
You know, when you play off in your zone and the quarterback can just throw on the same rhythm that he practiced with, then it's like I just playing 7-on-7. You know, you have to slow guys down in order for the rush to get there. And I mean, hopefully it was just them playing vanilla, just trying to see and put some stuff on film. But that's what I saw. I mean, you can say it's on the pass rush, but if the quarterback's getting rid of the ball in less than 3 seconds every time, I mean, they were getting rid of the ball quick.
They were. There were a few times though he had a little bit of time to them get down the field. I mean, they average over 8 yards, per throw. How about the third and 2? And Tyson's like 8 yards off. It must have been a cover 3, but as a corner, don't you all right, it's 3rd and 2. They're just going to pitch and catch it to him. Don't I maybe decrease that? Or are you so worried still about getting beat deep? You got to play within the system, or would that be going rogue if you did that? Like if you jumped up and got in his face, not in his face, but that's a lot to cover. All he did was run a 2-yard route, turn around. There's no way you're going to defend that. Well, they got the first down.
Zone coverage does that because as a corner, you're out there as a 2-to-1 guy. And, 3rd and 2, I feel like it should have been some kind of man.
Yeah,
but
or press or something.
I think it was a zone. And when you're playing 2-to-1, you got that tight end up the seam or the number 2 up the seam. So you can't just jump a route because if they pump it, then the seam's open for a touchdown.
I think they got to get used to this because the seams seem to be open. The seam routes seem to be open almost all night long. You know what I mean? They clocked it down later, but it felt like most of the game that seam route seemed to be open.
And that's the kind of throw that I'm talking about. You have to get hands on them because that is all timing.
Right.
Like he's kind of throwing that blind, to a spot. And like it's almost like when I used to go against Jimmy, I always go back to that because, if you didn't get hands on him and Mark had such a rhythm that they practice with no one on them. So you think if they still have that same rhythm, it's just, I'm going to throw to that spot that I've been throwing to all week. And that's what happens when you don't collision them. They're on the same timing and rhythm as they would be without a defense.
Right. Mitch would always say, Pete Mitchell, my roommate, he would always say, there's a clock in my head. And if I get held up at the line, then that clock speeds up. And I got to know when to turn and when to cut my route off and be ready for the football. So that whole timing thing. And look, a lot of those throws were quick, so it's not like you're going to get. But there was if they're going to be quick, you got to get inside push so that quarterback at least has somebody, at least arms in the air. Like you can't just have a free lane to throw these quick throws through. So that's got to get better.
And Coach Campo, I heard him talking earlier about the cover 3 zone because even the touchdown he said was in that. And he said he didn't like that because that's what kind of exposed Tyson, what looked like exposed Tyson in that moment. But when you were talking about just Bees, when we're talking about the corners, we've talked so much about how well the corners and the secondary have looked in camp, and it kind of seemed like it didn't completely transfer in this game. Is that do you take that off as just a one-off in this game? And what would you expect moving forward? Like, what would you think Coach Camp's emphasis is going to be on?
Well, camp versus real game. That's a big difference, You go against your guys, you kind of know their plays and you know what they're doing. You get used to that. So, I'm sure they didn't have much to scout. Well, yes, they did because the coordinator was there last year, but it's up to them to play some man. I feel like we need to put body on a body. Yeah. Because that takes away all the guessing, if somebody's going to be there or not, or if my slot guy is going to jam number 2. Right. And, you just have to stop the rhythm of their passing.
Yeah, well, so you just brought up the touchdown, right, to the tight end. It does look like it's Tyson's guy, but in essence, if Foye just let him go by him and then try to get underneath him, but he didn't carry him at all. It was an easy pitch and catch. Now, what we're saying is, if he could have just tapped him a little
One
bit,
little jam.
got on his hip a little bit, maybe ran with him a little bit, even though he's still in his zone, that's when it can be effective. But if they're just running free and there's time, there's going to be a hole. It's over that head of that linebacker and right in front of the safety. So
It's almost like when I got beat a couple times, you know.
Yeah.
But you have a better chance if you get them off their tracks. You know, there's like lanes, and you know they say there's throwing lanes, and these guys, I mean, they know exactly where to throw. I remember I went to a preseason game up for the Jets, and I was sitting there before the game, and I'm watching. I think it was the quarterback from Atlanta, Matt Ryan.
Okay.
And he was just get back, 1, 2, 3, rhythm, and would just throw to one spot for like 10 straight throws.
Yeah.
Then do it to another spot.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Because it is a game of choreography, you know.
Yeah. Well, think about the first throw to Brian Thomas from Trevor. You can't defend that. It's not. There was a quick out, right? It's like an 8-yard, 7-yard out. If that's on rhythm, the ball's put in the right spot at the right time. It's really hard to defend that. I mean, you can defend it, guys. Really,
If you just
really,
guess
yeah,
and
really,
sit,
guess, yeah, or really sticky. But at the end of the day, there are some throws that you are going to make. That cover 2 zone. There's always that once that corner releases and that safety don't come over. Shing, there's a zone.
There's a hole in every zone.
In every zone. Right.
Every zone.
Exactly.
Did you ever have days where Jimmy Smith got frustrated at practice? And I ask this because we've seen Brian Thomas Jr., who had a phenomenal rookie season last year. We've seen him visibly frustrated multiple times in practice to this point. And so that's why I wondered, does a wide receiver 1 sometimes get frustrated in practice?
Yeah. The thing with Jimmy, I played against him so much that I figured out his timing. And like he had this move, and he used it all his career. And it was just so powerful. I asked him actually who he studied to, you know, he studied Reggie White, a defensive end.
Right.
Because remember what I said last week, the offensive line is like the cornerbacks. Well, the receiver is like the defensive end.
Right.
And, you know, of course they get frustrated because a number 1 receiver wants the ball all the time. He's
And
always
wants to
open.
catch the ball.
Yeah.
When they
They're
drop
always
it, they get
open.
frustrated. Very frustrated, yeah.
Well, look, there could be frustration from, you know, he sees the rapport and chemistry with De'Ami Brown, and it's strong with Trevor. Travis getting a lot of hype, you know, both sides of the ball, and justifiably so. And he's like, you know, I was the man last year, you know. I know coming along. They have some good days. They have some not so good days. I get the frustration because you want that rapport, that chemistry. You want to be the go-to guy when, especially after the year you came off of, you know. So I could see him getting a little frustrated. Look, Taylor, you said it a while ago, a couple weeks ago. They only played 1 game together last year, right? Trevor and Brian Thomas, or a couple
11.
games. They played 11 games together last year?
Yeah, they had, but
they
he
didn't
only
go over,
had,
right, they weren't
he only
going
had
to
2
him.
games
Right,
over
right.
100 yards with Trevor, and
Right.
once Trevor
So
got out,
maybe
he
it
had like 4 or
wasn't there
5.
yet. Yeah.
But yeah, they almost never targeted Brian Thomas Jr. in the
During
first
that period of
quarter.
time.
Right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Last season, which was unbelievable. All right, let's keep the conversation going. I want to talk about Travis Hunter and more. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There's a key that opens a very special door. The Jaguars locker room. Go in the locker room with Hayes Carlyon to get closer to the Jags. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Your doctor says your testosterone is normal. Normal for who? Beta males? That's where those lab ranges come from. Male Excel uses optimal levels, where you were at 25, not where outdated mainstream medicine thinks you should be. Our protocol is different. Daily dosing, multiple hormones, personalized to your body, not some insurance company's spreadsheet. This is precision medicine, not sick care. Try MaleExcel.com, free test. Stop being normal. Start being optimal.
You've got fantasy football questions. This is where you get your answers. 1010XL's Fantasy Football Draft Guide with insight from Hacker, Hayes, Fat Tony, and me, Mike Dempsey. Get the guide at 1010XL.com and on all of the 1010XL social channels.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. It's Renewal by Anderson's triple savings month. Get $300 off windows and $825 off patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires August 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What do the letters AM and FM stand for?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
In radio lingo, AM stands for amplitude modulation. FM stands for frequency modulation.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to I-9 Sports with fall and winter registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there as number 2 overall draft pick Travis Hunter, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Cohen take the field for the first time during the 2025 NFL regular season. Secure your seats for when the Jaguars take on the Panthers September 7th by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Aaron Beasley hanging out with us in studio. Aaron, did you follow up with your homework assignment and listen to some Nico Moon after you left the studio?
ADD. Simple as 1, 2, 3.
He's like,
we know the answer.
Concussions.
CTE.
I'm just teasing. You do not have to listen to
I have to write it down. That's when I'm at my best.
You're all good. I
have to write everything down or I forget
Nico
also.
Moon.
So.
Nico Moon. I have the Notes app in my phone that every day I add something to the Notes app. Like if I need it from the grocery store, if I need to, even if I need to get gas, I'll put it on my Notes app. Like even though it's right in my face that I need gas, I'll still write it down just to make sure that I don't forget.
Yeah, I have to write most things down, not get gas. I usually.
Well, you love the gas station. Taylor has
I
gas
have to get
station
snacks anyway.
Yeah,
so
she has gas station
I was
clothes.
on one time. Does that count? I went to the second floor instead of the third floor, and my key didn't work, and I was wondering why. I was banging on my own door. That's not good. Not in today's day. People shoot through
Yeah, no doubt.
Who's banging on our door?
Now no one answers the door at all, usually, unless they have the camera. All right, Travis Hunter played, obviously, receiver and DB. We'll start with him at cornerback. I thought he looked really good. Yes, he missed the one tackle, took a bad angle against the running back. But overall, your thoughts on him?
Man, he's quicker than advertised. You know, I saw him release on one of those DBs, and he was open. So, I mean, quick. I still think he should be a defensive back, though. Because I just think we need it.
Natural.
I just think we need it more on defense.
Well, especially if Tyson Campbell's going to be out for a little while.
Wow. See?
We don't know. It's an undisclosed injury. He's day to day. He may not be out.
How does Tyson great camp? We've all said it.
Absolutely.
Great camp. Now it's one game. Now he's injured now, so we don't know how long he's going to be out. But how do you go from having a great camp to struggling in the first preseason? And it was only for a series, right? Maybe 2.
How
long did he play for?
As
1
a
or 2?
receiver, he played 1 series.
No, I mean Tyson.
Campbell, Tyson played probably the first 2 series.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, missed the tackle on a run where he was the free hitter. I mean, he was off coverage. That might have been the coaching issue. He got caught up in the wash trying to keep up with Robert Wood. Just seemed off his game where he'd been on his game most of camp.
I mean, that's a pressure-filled job out there. And it looks like he's just playing a little tight right now.
Okay.
I mean, that's all I can see. But, I mean, luckily it didn't count. And, I mean, hopefully you learn from this. That's the best thing. It's not season. Watch yourself, self-scout.
Okay.
Don't put so much pressure on yourself.
So talk about, just from a cornerback's perspective, if you went from a press to more of an off-ball, right, year to year, obviously not game to game, but just year to year, what kind of transition, getting used to type situations are we talking about maybe?
Now, that's the part that I see with a lot of these DBs now. Like, some of them are so athletic, all they've played all their whole lives is press and never really backpedaled.
Right.
And if you don't have a good, smooth backpedal to keep the separation, then you'll open your hips too early, which will have you not being able to break downhill.
Right.
And some guys can hold their backpedal longer because one thing with me, I wasn't the fastest, but I could flip my hips good, and I wouldn't lose speed on my transition. Some guys, they're so big they can't flip their hips. They're good straight line runners, but you have to have serious agility. You have to have fluid hips to play corner. I mean, a good example, I trained Minka Fitzpatrick in high school, and he was the best defensive back probably in the country, and he wanted to play corner, but I just saw the way he opened up. I'm like, man, you're probably better off at safety. Then he went to Pittsburgh and did what he did. But, it's sometimes just fluid hips.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Travis Hunter's got some fluid hips.
Yes.
He does look very natural when he's covering.
By the way, Tyson played 9 snaps.
Yeah.
So really only 1 series.
So speaking of that, because I know you're leading the charge of Travis Hunter being a defensive back in the NFL, but we were talking about this yesterday because Tyson Campbell's missed a lot of times the last couple years, and now he's injured now. If Tyson is not playing and your best 2 corners in that situation, let's say are Jarian and Travis Hunter, do you take that and you let him be that full-time DB over there?
I mean, I still think you can sprinkle him in on third down in situations. Because he will get the rest. He's not on special teams. So, he can get a series and maybe play. I mean, we get a good drive. What was the one drive? 11 plays? If he can get 3 of those plays, he still can get some rest and still be effective. But right now, we just need him on defense a lot more, and that's what I see.
I think red zone, he'll be phenomenal on offense. And you saw the quick screen. If they block it right, he gets up that field wicked quick. I don't know if I necessarily like him doing all these different routes inside, and he can do it, you know what I mean? But if I really need him and defense is where I need him, I can see where you can sprinkle him in a couple quick screens, couple deep posts, red zone. I mean, he can jump to the moon, get it up to him. I mean, he can be really effective in those kind of roles.
Because you know how I know if there's a guy playing on defense or offense that's a defender, we're trying to get him. He's being hunted every play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all that dancing is not going to be good because those, you know how it is. Those D linemen are trained. As soon as that ball is thrown, they are tracking back. They're looking for something on the cutback, and he's not that big.
Well, you know what you saw in the game Saturday. They went after, a couple guys went after him a little bit extra. Number 10 gave him a little extra on the sideline. He fought right back.
They were John.
They were blocking a little extra, fighting a little extra. It was good. He's obviously going to have to deal with that. Like you said, people are going to take shots. Oh, you're the number 2 pick. Oh, they did what for you? Oh, guess what? Let's see if
play both ways.
Yeah. Well, so far he looks really fluid in his coverage. And look, the tackle.
Wilson, by the way.
Which yeah. His the tackle that he missed, he's got to get his head on the other side. But I think he'll do better next time.
Do they work tackling like we work tackling?
No, they hit a bag and they land on a pad.
That's the answer.
I was watching
maybe
them
Mike
today.
Tomlin does because it looked like they could tackle.
But yeah,
They hit a bag and land on a pad. Is what they do.
At practice, they literally, the DBs, they get the bag and they drive the bag into the ground.
Yeah.
They don't drive receivers into the ground, at least during practice.
Yeah,
And that's the preseason nowadays. You got to worry about that. We're talking about you have to get those like calluses on your shoulders, like from hitting people.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a week or two. So hopefully next week we improve them.
They were physical today. I mean,
so.
Wingard gave Tank a nice hit for a safety, and then he celebrated, but it brought him to the ground, gave him a nice lick. They were getting after it a little bit today.
I love safeties. Because it's
rare.
more rare.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So Dewey, as soon as he got the safety, obviously put his arms up in the safety pose.
Looked like
and then,
walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah, he was.
And then he moved his hips a little bit, did a little dance. It was fun. But watching, to me, this team on Saturday, I understand why people started to panic. Because the defense was awful last year, right? It was one of the worst in the league. Definitely the worst passing defense. And they've heard us say it at camp practices, or the people that have been, the fans that have been able to go, oh, they definitely look better. Coach Campanile, the scheme is going to be way better. And the pass rush is going to be better. There's pass rush depth, edge depth. And then they watch the game Saturday night, and it's like, all right, these are a lot of backups for the Steelers. And they still look just as bad as they did last year. And I feel like they think that we've been fooling them. And I don't think that we have. I think it was a very vanilla conservative approach on the defensive side. But that's all we have to go off of right now.
Yeah.
Well, you just want to put some plays on tape so that you can correct. You'd rather have a lot more mistakes in that first game because they need teaching tape because they don't have any tape of watching full speed like from last year or anything. So I feel like you just put your base in there and then you tinker with your blitzing and all that.
Well, look, I think from the defensive side, it felt a lot like last year. So you weren't expecting to feel that way. Now, granted, it's only one game, but you weren't expecting to feel that. You're like, you walked out of that arena, you walked away from the TV going, oh, well, they look a lot like last year on defense.
Yeah.
There's no push, there's no pressure. They're getting beat in coverage.
The scheme.
Yeah.
I mean, the scheme kind of looked like last year.
Yeah.
Coverage.
Well, and I was gonna. It seemed like in that touchdown again, it felt like or looked like maybe cover 4 underneath with a cover 3 concept behind. Can you do that? Yeah. I know you can, but did it feel that way? Because it felt like the safeties were going out to the flats.
So they buzzed. That's a buzz.
Right, a buzz, right? And then over the top, there was the one single high safety in Murray. And then there was Tyson and then the other corner over there, whoever that was, Jerry.
Jerry.
You know what I mean? So there was a 3 deep behind with a 4 underneath. I wonder, that's got to take time to get used to working, right? It seems a little.
Cover 3 is cover 3.
Yeah, but cover 4 underneath is a little different. Cover 3 all the way around is different.
It's always 3 over top, 4 underneath.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm just watching it. I was watching. I was like, the first thing I said, they're not jamming them again.
Yeah.
They're just giving them free releases again.
Yeah.
And they have to stop backing out of there.
Yeah. Especially in the red zone.
You keep giving ground. The more ground you give, they're just going to sit.
Yeah.
And then, what you can see what Pittsburgh's all about this year. Get rid of the ball quick.
Yep.
And that's most offenses now because you got 6'5", 255-pound guys running
coming straight at you.
3, 4, 4.
Yeah.
It's like the game is like so much quicker and the rhythm of the throw has really going down, but it has to get rid of the ball in less than 3 seconds most times.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think Travis Hunter can be a better corner than Tyson Campbell?
I don't want to. He probably already is.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would.
Because I think Tyson is more of that bump and run guy that I'm talking about. He played at Georgia, right?
Georgia.
Yeah, he was up in people's faces, and now you got him trying to backpedal, and that's a whole different game.
Yeah.
Another story. I trained C.J. Henderson before the combine, and he never backpedaled in his life. And I saw his backpedal. I said, what was that?
Yeah.
I really said that to him like that.
Well, you had told me there was a new, and this was years ago, maybe 5 years ago. There was a technique at corner. You'd press, but you'd open your hips right away and just try to run with them. He called it like a swinging gate or a gate.
Press bail. Yeah.
Press bail. So it looks like you're pressing, but you don't press. You just kind of open up and then get on his outside hip or his inside hip.
That's kind of tough because
I don't even know how you do that.
You almost want to stay square down the middle of him because you could lose him behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is in zone, you never want to lose your eyes off the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So zone, I play a guy that's the number one receiver, and then there's a slot guy inside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the slot guy is the guy I'm watching. I play this guy with feel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do that, you leave yourself susceptible to the
But you
slot
can
route.
play open to him, though, right? You don't have to be fully backpedaled. You can be turned towards that number 2 and see that number 1 out of the peripheral.
Yeah.
Which Lauren has no peripheral vision.
Just on the right-hand side. Left eye, good. Right eye, not
She's
so
the right
good.
corner. She's the right corner.
Yeah,
That's right.
that is correct.
That's right.
Which it is funny, playing soccer, I was always the right back. That was well before I had any eye issues, but I was always the right back. So God knew. All right, on the other side, we will get to Tom's takeaways. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through August 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Whether your AC needs a quick fix, a full replacement, or just a little TLC, Duck Air Conditioning has got you covered with fast and honest service. Call 904-862-6769 to get your cool back, or online at duckac.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, I've heard you talk about the quality philosophy of Underwoods. Just what is that?
Frank, simply stated, the Underwood quality philosophy is fine jewelry and gifts will bring customers back and create new customers through the endorsements given to Underwoods by our satisfied customers. However, it's our definition of quality that's really been the Underwood difference, because quality has to go beyond materials and craftsmanship and has to include things like design, how it's presented, our service, our integrity, a customer's experience in our store, and the satisfaction a customer feels when they've chosen a special gift from Underwoods. A person or a company earns a reputation over a long period of time. And in Underwoods, we know that you earn your reputation every day, because that good reputation can be lost in a matter of days if you're not committed to doing the right thing for the long term.
That's Underwood, serving excellence in North Florida since 1928 in San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
The Coke Zero Sugar 400 returns as the NASCAR Cup Series regular season finale. Answer this question for a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 August 23rd. Who won last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010. Who won last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS, 904-777-4477, or visit hairforme.com.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors the MVP of any space.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Yo, ET here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non-stop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your pool at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com. No matter what the reason, sending a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers always works. For unique and special gifts, visit their showroom on Beach Boulevard. ET here with Tintin XL. Kuhn Flowers is my go-to, and it should be yours too. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We had some fisticuffs out there today for the first time in camp.
Yeah, that's a good thing. No, I think it means guys are usually competing. You don't want guys fighting, all day and wrecking the practice. There's not time for that, but sometimes tempers flare, and usually that means there's emotion out there, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. We don't want them fighting each other all practice, but guys are getting heated and competing. I think that's a good thing.
I loved Tommy, your reaction when that happened. It was like the most excited I've seen you.
Let me just say that it's funny that was coming in right before the takeaway, because guess what my takeaway
It's on the
is?
fight. By the way, that was set to the tune. That was Coach Campanile, the Jaguars defensive coordinator, set to the tunes of Nico Moon. RJ's paying.
He's writing it down.
There you go.
All right.
Name of this play, Nico.
I thought we were going to play like, if the boys are going to fight, you better let them.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one, too.
Yeah, no
Thin
doubt.
Lizzy.
Yeah, that's right. Good call, Lauren. All right.
I love that song. The boys are back in town. All right, it is time for Tom's takeaways.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
Yeah, I love J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. My takeaways from today are the dog days of summer are upon us, where the players get tired of going against each other, get a little ticked off by a little extra pushing and shoving, and we saw it firsthand as LaQuint Allen Jr., he squared up with Branson Combs, the linebacker, two rookies. Let me tell you something. Normally, like if there's a fight in football, you just kind of grab each other, grab a face mask. I always tried the uppercut route, just because guys maybe clang their teeth together and they leave you alone. But these guys went in full MMA, back, right foot back, left foot up. Combs is sitting there like this. LaQuint Allen throws a 1-2 combination, all in air. Nobody hits anything. Branson's like, screw that. I'm going for the tackle. He must have been a wrestler. Gets him on the ground. They break it up. But I'm with Campanelli, man. That's what we need. A little fire out there. And I tell you one thing, guys. My takeaway is LaQuint Allen Jr. is not afraid to get into any kind of confrontation. Oh, yeah. Now, let me tell you something. He's my kind of guy, and I like it. And that's Tommy's Takeaways today, brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
New Jersey is where LaQuint Allen is from, and he has shown multiple times.
And he has definitely has that feistiness in him, and I appreciate that. And somebody on the text line, actually, Tommy, it's funny you say that, because 6940 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, said, how come the other team's defenders and corners look like they're ready to punch our wide receivers in the mouth when they try to catch the ball, but ours never do that to them?
Well, I tell you, look, first of all, we know this, that up in Pittsburgh, Tomlin runs a very physical camp. They tackle to the ground. Mm-hmm. And I was having a conversation with Coach Ingram today, the two-time Super Bowl winner. Mm-hmm. And I said, do you always hit? Because you got to hit. You definitely got to hit. You got to thump at least. I asked him, do you have to take it to the ground? He's like, well, yeah, you have to. I'm like, the entire practice? I'm like, goal line, yeah, I get it, right? It's full speed. You got to go full speed. I don't know if you got to take it to the ground every single time, 7-on-7 team and that type of thing. But it sounds like with Pittsburgh, you could tell if you weren't a fan of either team, you're like, I'm just going to go watch a football game tonight. You could probably tell which team had a really physical training camp and which team probably didn't work on a lot of the physicality stuff. And look, in their defense, and it's not a defense because I want them to be more physical, and I think they will be, installing everything could take away. They may be thinking too much. You know what I mean? It's a new install on both sides of the ball. I'm not trying to give them excuses whatsoever. But look, the great thing about, and we don't know how much they'll play, but week 1 to week 2, you should see some good. You should feel pretty good about your team. And then week 3, they take off. So you won't see much out there. But listen, I thought, we were talking during the break. I screenshotted the touchdown, the coverage, and the first thing I showed it to Bees. First thing B says was, look at them. Nobody contested any of their release. They're free releasing all over. So I think you saw a difference in that. There was no free release when it came to our wideouts, it seemed.
Bees, let me ask you, because we talked yesterday that today's camp was obviously a little tougher, a little more aggressive. There was some hitting going on yesterday, and Liam Cohen spoke on this on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. The alignment assignment type of stuff, taking it back, and they spent a lot of time at camp yesterday working on that.
40 plays.
40 plays of just alignment assignment.
Where all they did was line up, and then they blew the whistle, and then they did it again. Got the call in.
Is there
40
any
times.
worry to you at all that you're 3 weeks into camp and they have to break it back down to that alignment assignment 3 weeks into camp?
Yes. I mean, just the professionality of it, I don't think we've ever had a situation like that,
We'd been running first.
Yeah, dude. There was just so much attention to detail with Coach Coughlin. And, we had a situation where I went to the Jets when I left the Jags, and we had 5 new starters on defense. And, we started off 2-5. And, that's the famous, you play to win the game. That was that year. And it took us a while to come together, finding how to play with one another is pretty big. If you got new guys out there, new system, the communication's not where it should be. I mean, how many systems have we had in the last 4 years?
Right.
Too many.
This is the third one, yeah.
No, right.
But the communication has been elite in training camp. I think that's where frustrated may be too strong because the game doesn't count when it's the preseason. But we've seen really good communication at these practices throughout training camp. And then when it came to the game, and Coach Camp certainly voiced his disappointment today.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you put on the game speed and the physicality of the Steelers, it caught up to them very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talk about the process, right? There's practice speed, there's scrimmage speed, there's preseason game speed, there's regular season, there's postseason. It keeps getting faster and faster and quicker and quicker. I like what he did because, hey, look, he had to be really ticked off to do it. And maybe he didn't show it to them, in private or whatnot. But when a coach has to go back to the drawing board this late in camp, he's like, oh, my gosh. But I have to do it because, like B says, that attention to detail. And I don't know if Doug would have last year. I think he would have, we'll just move on. They'll fix it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Liam's like, no. Let's fix it. Let's do it right now. Hey, you know what? It's hot out here. It sucks. We don't want to be walking through. We don't want to be out here doing all this stuff. But guess what? We have to because why? Because what you showed me in the game, you clearly didn't know how to align every single time and what your assignment was every single time. And we know what that looks like when they don't. It was all last year.
Yep.
It was all last year. The alignment, the assignments, they were all out of whack for most part of the year, and you see what you get out of that. So I liked it. He said, all right, even though it's late and, we're in the camp a lot, we got to go back and do it. You got to.
99 season, we went back to full pads in week 14.
What?
When we lost to Tennessee.
Yeah. I was hurt. I don't remember that well.
We were
full pads in season.
Yes.
In week 14, too.
Yes.
Well,
just send a message.
Yeah. I don't even think that's allowed these days, is it?
Right. Yeah.
That's what made me laugh.
Get a letter.
You try to come be hard on these guys, but you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Can only be so.
You can't go make them go full pads because you only have a certain amount of full pad practices.
Yeah. You know what though? It's like how do some teams do it though? Because they're under the same rules as everybody else, but there are teams like the Steelers that are typically what? Physical. They're just physical. They've always the Ravens. They're a physical team. Tennessee, physical team, right? Jaguars for a time was a physical team. You know what I mean?
Know what makes me think? Look at some of the personalities of the coaches that we've had though. Were they like go get them coaches? Because you think Detroit is physical, and what kind of coach is that?
Dan Campbell's definitely
biting kneecaps. Is what he's doing.
The Eagles,
we always think he's an
Eagles are
offensive
physical.
coach.
Yeah.
Sirianni's very.
Harbaugh in Philly.
McDermott has a little attitude to him.
Okay.
So maybe it's the personality.
And I think Liam has that.
Liam wants to be physical.
Yeah,
he
and
knows
I think
how
he
important
has
that
the
is.
edge.
I agree.
I don't know that in his interactions with the media, we're going to feel the same edge that he's talking to his team about. It's interesting, a phrase, we played the clip yesterday of Liam Cohen saying about the alignment assignment and the cleats on the ground, and then Coach Campanile today used the same exact phrase, get their cleats in the ground. So there must have been something they also saw on tape from Saturday night that I don't know if these guys are up on their tippy toes or what.
Well,
but
get set, probably.
they're
Get
just not
set
getting-
and get ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw when you talk about that physical side, how quick Jim Harbaugh did that with the Chargers this recently. And we've talked about the comparison of, because that's always kind of something when people talk about Trevor and Justin Herbert, those are two names that are constantly linked together. But the physicality he brought over one offseason, so it's doable. You can have this, this new coaching regime come in and fix that. And I do feel like they're trying. It seems like they're trying to get to that level, but it just hasn't fully opened up for them.
But Tampa was a physical offense last year, and he ran it. So, he's going to demand that physicality, and he's preaching it. So we got to see it, obviously. But at the end of the day, that's what he's going for.
Tampa has a great offensive line.
I know.
That you can be physical with.
I know.
Defensive line you can be physical with.
Right.
Yes, I said the coach personality, but
you got the players too.
The players have to have that kind of attitude.
Yeah. Vita Vea helps with that.
Right. I mean, the size and attitude, right? Yeah. He's like, you're not moving me.
Worse,
worse. Jumping out of a pool at 330 pounds.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I just don't think we have that guy yet, like that. Because we had a Baselli.
Yeah.
We had a Cersei.
Yeah.
We had G-Funk.
Yeah.
We had guys that were, go back to Clyde, even though he's quiet, but, just guys that were just dogs.
Well, you even talk about teams today. Like, you could go through different teams today. Be like, well, he's a stud. Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, he's, you know what I mean? O-line, D-line across the board, as far as good teams and not so good teams.
We do have them, but it just doesn't seem like it comes out when we play.
Yeah.
Oh, the important times.
Yeah.
It comes out during
We have to
practice.
have LaQuint Allen lead the charge.
I don't think the O-line has it right now.
Not right now.
No, I don't think they have it. I think the defensive line with our two edges, they have it, and then we got to figure out who's going to be in the inside.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Wyatt Milam has stirred a little bit of that in Ezra Cleveland. That Ezra looked up after the draft and said, everyone's predicting this guy's going to come in and be the left guard. That's my spot on the offensive line. I'm not going to allow that to happen, and that competition's good. All right, we'll continue to talk Jaguars on the other side. One more segment with Aaron Beasley. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
1010XL brings the swamp to the First Coast.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Gator football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When cockroaches move into your home or business, you want them out and fast. At Terminix, they don't just get rid of the roaches, they evict them and they work to prevent them from coming back. Because no one likes an uninvited pest. When roaches show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a cockroach problem. I certainly don't. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Hey, fellow Floridians, it's Ben.
And Brianna Smith. We are foodies who love sharing recipes online.
And trying new cooking techniques on our new natural gas stove.
He loves his precise temperature control on the heat.
Yeah, I also love saving money and using less energy.
Oh, watch that flame.
So, we'll love to be in control.
Now earn up to a $300 cashback rebate for installing a new energy-efficient natural gas range or stovetop. To learn more, go to peoplesgas.com/rebates.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 12, 1994, the MLB Players Association goes on strike, leading to the cancellation of the World Series. A dark day for baseball.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, and maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors with great ratings and expert reviews. You know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on Sundays. Sometimes it's flag football, weekend yard work, or just playing with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
How many different denominations of paper money are currently being used?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 7 denominations of U.S. currency: the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, and $100 bills.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I saw Eddie Money in concert a couple times. He had one dance move. Yeah. He would just take his feet and then cross them and then spin and then do it again and then do it again. I was like, yeah, Eddie Money, get after it.
That's funny.
I was like, even I can
He practices that at home.
Absolutely. But yeah, he was here for the Super Bowl when the city of Jacksonville hosted the Super Bowl.
2009, yeah. Right?
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
2009.
Somewhere around there.
You did?
Yeah, I was with the Falcons that year.
Oh.
Lost to the Eagles.
That's right. And then it was Eagles Patriots.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember because I had friends see Tom Brady in Jacksonville, and they thought that was, obviously one of the coolest things of all time. One more segment with Aaron Beasley, who is navigating away from the 1010XL studios as fast as possible.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, to get back to coaching.
Well, this is kind of cool. I feel like I'm helping myself by teaching y'all a little bit about the game.
That's right,
absolutely.
man. That's right.
We have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Taylor and I didn't exactly play tackle football. I don't know if that comes as a surprise.
What are you running at the charter school, Beast? What's the basis?
Did you show them the preseason game and show them what not to do, your high schoolers?
I won't even show them that.
Don't take anything from this game.
Don't watch this.
This is what not to do.
Right. All right. I want to talk about it from the opposite perspective. We've talked a lot about as a corner, obviously, and the things going on communication-wise. What do you look for when you're watching the quarterback? In other words, also, I want to talk about Trevor Lawrence. Like, is he at any point in time tipping where he's going with the football, or is he doing a better job of using his eyes as a weapon?
I think his eyes were down the middle of the field a lot better, but I still just think he's holding on to a fraction too long. He almost got Brian Thomas knocked up out of it for the season because it was a late throw. Sometimes you have to throw it away. And, when you talk about Brady, you talk about how Bill Belichick said he was the best because he never lost yards. He got rid of the ball on time, like even checkdowns. I try to tell my high school quarterback, if you throw to the running back and he runs 80 yards, you get those yards.
Yeah, this helps your stats.
Yes,
I think it's in my opinion, and I know what Coach Cohen said. He said, I shouldn't have called the call, right? So maybe he knew that backside safety was going to be there, but you got to see the safety, right? Now, I didn't think he'd let him that much. He might have been a little late, like you said, but if he puts it on him more, then he's got to stop in his route. I still think there's going to be a collision because I think the safety made a great read. I mean, he was right on him. I mean, it wasn't like, a couple steps. It was like he caught the ball and wapow. But if he sits him down a little bit, so maybe he doesn't see that safety or didn't for that throw. You know what I mean?
So that throw was against because I think it was trips. and Brian came from the other side, right?
No, Brian came from it was from the left. Brian did it like a little deep in.
Deep in?
Yeah, deep in.
Well,
ish.
I look like a quarters coverage. So in a quarters coverage, that safety could be free, usually right there in that hole.
Okay.
And if you don't throw it in between them on time,
right,
then that's going to happen a
That's
lot.
what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get separated from the ball because you can't lead him in there.
So the coach should, but I know, listen, he's taking the heat off the QB.
Uh-huh.
I get it. It's all good. But should the coach know, like, hey, man, if they're, like, they could be in that cover 4, like, I can't call this play or what?
Well,
what do you?
I mean, you don't know what they're going to be in, but it's all the decision making,
Okay.
But it was a 3rd and long, right? Was it?
No, I think it was a first. And I think I have it in my notes. I think it was a first down.
When you think about the situation, then you shouldn't make that throw into all of that traffic. you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, if that's the first.
But it was on time. It was a timing thing. You could tell it was a 3, or I don't know if it was in shock, but it was like a 3-step thing. You know what I mean? I don't think he had a swing. Yeah. One of those.
Football sounds through the air.
You should see you should hear me when I lift heavy things. I come out rushing somehow.
It was a first and 15.
First and 15, yeah.
Yep.
I thought, okay.
Is that something, because a lot of people immediately were posting that calling it a hospital ball from Trevor. Is that something you see from?
I was like, oh no.
Is that something you've seen from Trevor often? Are those types of those a tick too late that are causing those things to happen?
And that's why I remember that throw, because I was right, up in the section where I could see the all 22. And, I told you I keep that clock in my head.
Yeah.
And I said, throw it. And he didn't throw it. He threw it right after it. And it just, it's that quick up there. You know what I mean?
And if you do throw it late, even if it's split set, you got to put it more on him, the body, than in front of him, so that safety can't have that shot.
Exactly.
Right? So
And that's been the question, obviously, for Trevor. Going into year 5, we can talk about everything that's happened in the past, but now we're looking forward to this season. Can his decision-making drastically improve? Can it be as quick as it needs to be, and can it drastically improve? And we don't have the answer to that, obviously.
Okay, and it's only one throw, but the throw to Strange, I would say yes, because he looked off. He went to number 1, wasn't there, looked at number 2, and then made a very quick decision and put it right in the perfect spot. So if we could see more
You just
of
need that consistently.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that to me should, because he didn't do that a lot in the past. You know what I mean?
It was a lot of first read.
Yeah, it was like first read, throw it, or get out of dodge.
Just watch it the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but now
and that's
that
why
was
I said,
1 to 2.
Using the eyes as a weapon. If you don't look a safety off, which obviously did not happen in the play we were just talking about, the 1st and 15.
Right.
And the install, yes, it's still fair. Like, yes, he's been in this offense, Trevor, now for months, but that's the first time that they've played in a game with this new system.
And again, chemistry with Brian Thomas. Like, hey, Brian, you see that safety too. So know that if he's there, sit down and I'll deliver it to you. That's the communicate. And maybe that's part of the frustration. He wants more of that. Like, hey, let's get on that same page. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Look, we're figuring it out.
I feel like
Psychology 101.
I feel like the best
here on
quarterbacks. That's right. That's what we're here for. I feel like the best quarterbacks could literally, not in a game, but in practice, close their eyes and be able to put the ball where it's supposed to be, and the receiver would be exactly where the receiver needs to be because they have that. Yeah, they have that chemistry and that timing. All right, you got to go, coach. When's the first game, in 2 weeks?
No, this weekend.
All right, peace.
This isn't just a kickoff classic?
Well, it's a preseason game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like a round robin. Like,
I won't mind one of those get whooping games, so then I can coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't want my guys to win and be like, yeah, we're good.
the best.
Yeah. We don't have to work on anything.
Ice cream for everybody, coach.
This game doesn't count. I don't want to get whooped. I just want to play good ball.
There you go.
Are they aware that you played in the league for almost 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I still do the drills and all that with them.
I love that.
I do the offensive line drills. I pass protect. You should have saw this rush. I did a pass rush the other day.
Ooh,
But I felt my heel, then my big toe, then my hip. I couldn't even do my extra workout at the
I hear that.
I love it. We'll have so much fun in practice, and good luck certainly with the preseason game on Friday. We've got more to do on the other side, including Taylor's Tangent. It is 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Every day we deliver more Jacksonville sports than
chance of Duval at a Jags game. 1010XL.
Your grandfather was stronger at 50 than you are at 40. Want to know why? His testosterone was 30% higher than yours. That's not genetics. That's modern life killing your hormones. stress, chemicals, sitting, it's all crushing your T levels. Male Excel reverses it. Prescription testosterone, thyroid optimization, personalized to you. Over 100,000 men are already winning again. Your turn. Try MaleExcel.com. Free assessment because you deserve it. Your family deserves it.
Fish know where to hide. Captain Kevin knows how to find them.
That's a big one.
Listen for the Wing Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Got a leak or a clog? Or are old galvanized pipes causing low water pressure? At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we don't just fix plumbing issues. We solve them for good. And unlike other plumbers in the area, Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will never charge you to diagnose a problem. From simple plumbing repairs to trenchless pipelining, our estimates are free, and we can reline your cast iron pipes without making a mess of your yard. You have many choices for plumbing work. Make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Hard to believe the kids are already back in school. Lauren Brooks here. Now is a great time for Closets by Design to come to your home and create custom storage solutions for your closets, garages, laundry rooms, and entertainment centers. They're going to come to our house and lend their organizational expertise to our closets and laundry room soon. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
They were right. It could have waited. I can't believe it happened to me. Reaching to check my phone. Now my family has to hear that I'm never coming home again.
Officer?
I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
Every day, 9 people on Florida roadways don't make it home. I was one of the people that didn't make it home.
Ride with Do Not Disturb. Every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
This is Joe C. from XL Primetime and stoked to crank up the 9 after 5 once again at the Golf Club of Southampton. Every Wednesday, a little after 5, the gang at Southampton will be hosting us with a new game, and I'm inviting you to be a part of it. Now, through the summer stretch, break up the week with a little hump day fun every Wednesday. Call 287-PLAY to get on the tee sheet. There'll be food afterwards and prizes, including playing for a membership at the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and hit the tee with Joe C.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Ahead of Florida State's Week 1 matchup against the 8th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide in Tallahassee, both programs have a new face under center. Florida State obviously will start Boston College transfer Tommy Castellanos, while Alabama announced today junior Ty Simpson has won the starting job for the Crimson Tide. It's 90 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Jay Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Thanks, as always, to Aaron Beasley for joining us in studio, former Jaguars corner, and, of course, now head coach at the Duval Charter School. I always want to say Duval Country Club because that's a new brand.
Right.
So I always want to be like, he's the head coach of the Duval Country Club. That is not the school. It is Duval Charter School. Have y'all seen the story about the former now Oklahoma quarterback, John Mateer, the transfer in there, about the sports gambling?
Yeah.
So on his Venmo,
Is that your Pest?
It's not my Pest. Not my Pest.
It's funny because I almost made that my tangent.
Oh, that is
like
funny.
I just switched it 4 seconds
Dummy
ago,
of
or
the
you would have been
day.
doing my tangent. Right?
I would have just stopped talking and said, Taylor, take it away. But so in his Venmo commentary,
notes or whatever.
Yeah, he put the caption, he put sports gambling. So he, a little bit ago, posted this. The allegations that I once participated in sports gambling are false. My previous Venmo descriptions did not accurately portray the transactions in question, but were instead jokes between me and my friends. I have never bet on sports. I understand the seriousness of the matter, but recognize that, taken out of context, those Venmo descriptions suggest otherwise. I can assure my teammates, coaches, and officials at the NCAA that I have not engaged in any sports gambling.
Yeah.
It's very dumb of him to do that, knowing how strict they are on sports betting.
But wasn't it
believe
several
him, though.
years ago?
Yeah, it was his first year at Washington
right,
State.
right,
it was in
right.
2022.
So
But
an 18-year-old, they think it's
but
funny.
still, it's and I know, and that's why I completely believe the story because I hide my Venmo. You can hide
Private,
those, so
yeah,
people
private,
can't say it.
yeah.
But me and my, if people were able to read mine, they'd be like, "What is Taylor doing on the weekends?" But because
I'm gonna need an example, please.
I'll show you off air. But it is a joke, and it started one time as a joke, so now it's just continued on as this thing, and I'm sure that's what it was. It was one of them made a funny joke one time, and then it turned into this kind of inside joke between him and this group of friends. So I totally believe that is actually the story. But I feel we live in this world now. This kid, even at 18, you grew up in a world where social media and everyone gets all your business. People are reading your Venmos and your tweets and your Instagram comments and your likes and all of that stuff. So you just have to be a little bit more aware of things like that.
Yeah, he's the number one I read, transfer.
For portal guy,
portal guy, He, 29 touchdowns for Washington. He's a good player, obviously.
Yeah, Oklahoma is expected to be much better this season.
With him. I wonder how deep they investigate, though, because you can figure that out. I'm sure it is a joke, right? Because he did it more than once.
Well, the gambling would be through an app, and so they would have the app transaction history. Not through Venmo, but through the actual whatever gambling.
But he sent it to a friend of his, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so, you could look and
at that friend and see if the friend made placed any bets. They would be able to figure that out very fast if it actually happened.
I don't care what sport we're talking about. You always get caught with gambling. And the stories are out there. They're everywhere. You know what I mean? So they should figure that out pretty quick, and hopefully it's nothing because they need him.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
Well, glad I didn't steal your tangent. Let's now hear what it is.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
It's funny. So I saw Von Miller. He was on a podcast recently, and he was talking about what's made him a successful pass rusher. And it made me think, Tommy, because some of the things he says, and I'll play the clip in a second, were similar to what you were saying yesterday, where you have to, you have that fastball, but you also need the knuckle and the curve and other things to kind of make you a complete one of the best pass rushers, can do a little bit of all of it. But he goes into some detail and he kind of says that pass rush moves are overrated. And he says that 90% of his pass rush is just the speed and having that side of things. So I want to play this clip real quick. But then it's just interesting how, of course, Von Miller, you're one of the better pass rushers when we're talking about this. But RJ, go ahead and hit the clip.
I told those guys, out of 129 sacks, I probably got a sack on a ghost move 5 times.
But it looks so cool.
Yeah, that's what gets highlighted, the spins and all that stuff. But, I tell them, that's just the curveball. That's just the knuckleball. That's not what I'm leading with. I like to get off the ball as fast as possible and I'm just able to react to whatever offensive lineman is doing. I'm not a big move guy. I honestly think pass rush moves are overrated.
Really?
Yeah, out of my 129 sacks,
watching the highlight ones, but when it comes down to it, the stronger, faster guys usually win.
Yeah, it's how fast you can get from point A to point B, and not really a big move guy. Most of my sacks come from some type of speed to power element. 95 sacks have come off some type of speed to power element.
Mm-hmm.
So my stress is speed, so I win mostly on power. Power guys, their stress is power, and they win on finesse moves. So it's just the opposite. It's just playing a mind game. But honestly, I really do think, pass rush moves.
That's interesting.
It is. And I think we talk about it, the counter moves I think are important, the guys that can do the extra things to get. But when you have somebody like Von Miller, and there's the pass rushers like this in the league who are full speed, and that's just what it is. They go that power to speed and the quickness they can get off, and all of those things kind of lead into being good pass rushers. But then I do think there are the ones who have probably found a lot of their success from doing some of the other things.
Yeah, and I guess it depends what you define as moves, right? So, like, if you watch the Boza brothers, they're phenomenal with their hands. They do something with martial arts or something, but they're always trying to grab that lineman's hands and keep them, down by their side or in front of them or what have you. So it depends what we're talking. But I get what Von's saying, because, look, you look at him. He was killing people with speed, right? Because and he's got that natural bend. You showed the picture of Mike Green from the Ravens. He that to me, like, the best pass rushers obviously have to be fast enough. You have to be big enough and strong enough and long enough, right? You can't have short arms or they'll gob you up. But you got to have the natural bend around the corner, so you're so fast, because you think about it. They're kicking back to tackle. They're trying to get both hands on you. When you got your back to them, right, and I'm coming around the corner, they don't have a free shot. I mean, if I'm faster than them, I'll go right around them. And then what happens next? They overset. We're seeing this in camp. Walker oversets, and you just come underneath. So is that a move?
And
you know what I mean? Like, what do you define
what is he considering?
Or is that just an athletic
Because
thing
he
he's doing?
specifically mentions the spins and ghosts and stuff like that, because those are the ones that get highlighted the most when they do the, if you're doing any sort of spin move and then you're getting to the quarterback, those are the ones that are replayed. And so I think that was his point. So maybe to me, I would consider that still a move, but maybe to him, he's talking about the more finesse side of stuff.
Yeah, I can see the spin move in that. And I can remember talking to Leon way back about spin. He's like, I'll just wait till that chest comes back around. And then if you're going to lead with that, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not leading with a spin move. I might set you up every once in a while. If I can't beat you with speed or, go outside, come underneath, I'll throw that. But if you lead with that, they're just going to wait for you. That chest comes full circle and kapow, they get you. So you really do got to set up. But I get what he's saying. I'd like to know what you got to define moves. Like, okay, what do you do with your hands? Are those moves? Because you're doing something with your hands. You have to. It's hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
That's why
tickling.
I love playing middle linebacker. I did, because you're in the thick of everything. But I think the most fun position has got to be rushing the passer. If you had the skill, that one-on-one combat, that would be so much fun to do week in and week out.
And the games, Tom, that you've got the other guy.
Yeah, right.
The games that we see multiple sacks. Because whether it's Josh Hines-Allen or Trayvon Walker, like, they know, especially the year Josh got the 17.5 sacks. I can remember, I forget who the game was against, but it was in Jacksonville. I want to say he had like at least 3 sacks.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a left tackle out or right tackle. I can't remember now, but that has to be, to your point, it's so fun to have those moments or to actually sack the quarterback, but then
you're in their head too.
Absolutely. I'm sure if we talk to Bees about it with a corner and a DB, the same type of thing. Like, I'm going to work this guy all game long.
And it's a chess match. It is physical, but it's also a mental one. So he may be thinking, I got to kick back real far because he's going to try to get me with speed. Next thing you know, he plants that outside foot, comes underneath with a rip, and you're off balance, and you're toast. You're going to be seated on your lap right in front of the QB.
Yeah, he had a few of those. He had 5 sacks week 1 against the Jet. Hold on, I'm trying to think. It was because what was the Josh Allen versus Josh Allen game? Was that the year before?
I think that was 2023.
Yeah, that was at home here. That's when we beat them 9-3 or 9-6. He had 3 sacks.
He was insane that game.
Yeah, he did.
And that's those moments you could tell he knew. It all clicked, everything. He was like, I'm in Josh Allen's head at this point. And he just dominated that entire game.
Yeah. In 2023, Josh Hines-Allen had 3 sacks in 3 games. Like 3 sacks, not 1 per game.
3
3
sacks
and 3. Yeah.
And then he had 0 the other 11.
Then he had 1.5, 2.5, a half, 2, But yeah, like those 3 games, obviously, like I said, you just know you're dominating.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more fun than that. And then, then you really get to trash talk, which Jarian Jones really loves to do, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's one of the guys that's really fun to watch in camp. One other thing from today, Brian Thomas Jr. did go down, got looked at by athletic trainers, but went back out there. I think he'll be fine. The Jaguars are off tomorrow. They have an off day, and then Thursday, of course, is the scrimmage. I assume that he'll be fine for that. It'll be interesting to see if Tyson's back out for that. We did see Eric Armstead and Mason Smith working off to the side today, which is good news.
Over the other side, way yonder.
Over yonder.
Far corner.
Yeah, but at least Eric Armstead was outside today, whereas yesterday we didn't see him. He was inside working. All right, more to do. We have some college football news for you as well. It's 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
If you missed it, get it on demand.
And you send those out on the line.
Find your 1010XL favorites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com. Channel 5. Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, you have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits. You have the right to choose your own doctor, too. And I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation, the auto accident experts.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Cleaning Freaks at Zero Res. Great time of the year to get your house Zero Resified. And right now, you can get your entire home clean from Jacksonville's ultimate carpet cleaner. You'll get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135. Plus, they're throwing in a free hallway and take $100 off the air duct cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. Frank Frangie here for the farm at Okefenokee. It's just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. At the farm, it's not just about living off-grid. It's about reconnecting with nature, with food, and with community. Exploring hiking trails, kayak through Blackwater creeks, or just watch the sunset over your olive trees. It's a way of life. You can learn more. Go to Okie Farm. That's OKEfarm.com for your new way of life.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Pickett here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. We talked about quarterback competitions in college football yesterday. I have an update for y'all. Ty Simpson has been named.
I saw that.
Alabama
very closely after our show. I was like, oh, well, there's that one.
And it's not like I was doing the predicting. I was certainly reading what smarter people than me knew about the situation. But yeah, he will be the former 5-star quarterback, will be the quarterback at the University of Alabama. And then I know 1010XL, our social media, Taylor is always all over these. Florida got 2 recruits. Well, one, they landed the recruit. The other, they're expected to land the recruit. A 4-star athlete is what I'll say. Some people say wide receiver. Some people say running back. Whenever that happens, I say athlete. Yeah. Davian Gross is how I'm guessing you pronounce it, unless it's Grochi. I don't know that part yet. I haven't watched the highlights, but he's 6'1", 190, and he committed to Florida over Oklahoma and Baylor. And I find that interesting because he's from the state of Texas. So to pick Florida, which is a much obviously farther away school, is interesting. But he said that the reason he picked Florida was because of the team morale. He just visited Gainesville last weekend, and he said the morale he was around was the best of any that he's seen. And so that's good news, certainly for Billy Napier and the Gators. And then Florida's projected to land the 5-star quarterback Elijah Haven, the #1 overall recruit on 24/7 Sports.
Really?
Yeah, he's
number one overall.
Yeah, for 2027.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and his dad Kwame told Rivals that because of 2027, that's where we are now. Because of what they have with DJ Lagway, they want to. They've been watching how Billy Napier has handled Lagway, the way that last year he didn't force him right away into the starting lineup. Yeah. He was able to take his time. They care about life outside of football, and so that's why Elijah, at least as of now, is projected to end up in.
How do you secure that? Like, is there NIL involved in that? Or, I mean, maybe he doesn't get it till he gets to school, but is there,
he can't sign yet. I don't think
so. It's a verbal.
Yeah, I think it's just a verbal agreement. People are doing projections of where he's going to end up. So that's where it stands now. He won't sign. Maybe they can sign him now, but he won't sign.
They're not signed, right? But they'll verbally agree to come, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't even know if he's done that. I think he's probably still weighing his options, but the people that are close to him, like I said, they talked to his dad. They said that they really like how Napier's handled Lagway as the quarterback. So interesting stuff there.
It matters. I mean, we talk about that a lot, like these transfer, guys. Like it matters to these young recruits. They're like, well, who's your QB? And am I going to have a chance to be the guy? I don't want to go into a situation where you keep going after the portal guys and I'm just sitting there waiting for my turn. I want to get in there and play.
There are some schools, Tom and Taylor, that they have guys waiting in the wings. Like Georgia, for the longest time, even in today's transfer portal era, we saw Carson Beck sit for quite some time. Stetson Bennett sat before him. Yeah. And then those guys, once they get their playing time, usually end up doing well. Beck, not as much this past season, but you could argue about the weapons around him. Alabama, a lot of times, has a guy that they're grooming, but most of the time these days, the quarterback leaves. I mean, Kyle Trask, really, before the transfer portal era, was as big as it is now, or as easy to leave as it is now. Kyle Trask waited his turn, and he actually looked really good in the preseason game for the Bucks this past week.
For the record, I told you this story. I tried to transfer, right? And I remember because I lived with older roommates at the time, and I was sick of not playing, and they're like, you got to wait your turn, Tommy Mack. And I was always like, screw waiting my turn. I don't want to wait my turn. I want to go play now. I feel like I can play, but I get that feeling, right? What do you mean wait my turn? If I'm better than the senior, then I should play. But, that sometimes that doesn't work out always
nowadays
in your
it does
favor.
Because of NIL.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
the boosters say, no, you're playing this guy. I paid him a lot of money.
Right.
And that's why I think we're seeing less of the guys sitting and waiting their turn, but there's definitely still the ones that do. I mean, we just saw Arch Manning do it behind Quinn Ewers. So you're having the conversations where there's still the select group of guys who have that loyalty to wherever they committed. and the coach that they committed to and that whole process. But I do think that the way the portal is and the NIL obviously makes it easy for people to say, okay, well, I committed to these people, but 5 years now they're committing when they were like freshmen in high school. So they're like, I did that 5 years ago. I don't have any loyalty to this program right now, and I'm not playing.
And a lot of guys, and I'm not saying this for these quarterbacks, but just players, like they know college is it. You know, they're not going to play beyond, and they're going to take it full advantage. They're going to get their degree. They're going to get their master's. They're going to get whatever money they can get. They're going to have a great time, hopefully play a lot of football, and it'll be awesome, you know, in their life. But they know they're not going to go on.
It's funny you say that. I feel like we know that they're not going to go on, but I feel like every football player's dream is to not his dream, level. But I feel like they have to believe that that's an option for them.
You know, and maybe it was just BC, but I've a bunch of guys that they knew, but they've had great, you know, post careers. I mean, they're very successful guys in business and life and all that, but they were like, nah, I know I'm probably not going to go, but I'm going to have a great time and I'm going to use the scholarship and get my degree at a phenomenal institution, and you know,
it's funny. And some may not want to, honestly, because there's the people that don't truly love football. Do they want to spend the next however many years putting in all of that work when they could make some money in college right now with the NIL, play football, get a scholarship, get their degree, and then be like.
I mean, we hear about all the millions and millions, but just think about like if you could, what if you made $100,000 a year? You know, playing college football, and you leave with 300 because maybe you spent 100 over 4 years. You know what I mean, or whatever. Yeah. Whatever it is, that is a great start to life. Definitely. Are you kidding me? Like
most people don't have that.
No, they don't have that at all. Right? That's not even close.
Right. Most come in debt. I was going to say they have student loans that they're trying to pay off. Yeah. I like John Wolford is an interesting one. He's a backup now for the Jaguars.
John. I know the Wolford family.
Yeah. So I don't know that he ever thought he'd still be in the NFL. Like he probably thought, I'd have a cup of coffee, and then he's very smart, then move on and have a degree, or I think his degree's in finance, and move on and do something like that. But he's stuck around now for years and years.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's a fantastic thing for backup QBs because you could be in there forever. And I know he probably wants to start, but eventually you sit there and you're like, okay, well, this is my career. It's okay. It's a great career.
For sure.
You know what? I get to go play golf if I want. You know, I don't have the pressure of starting. I just got to be there for my backup QB and be ready to go when it's my time to go. And there's people are like, he's just a back. You'd be like, he's a backup in the NFL. It's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you said, there are guys, Chase Daniel, and we've had him here, Chad Henne, who backed up, Patrick Mahomes, and now Gardner Minshew backing it. Like, I'm sure Minshew probably still thinks like I've got a starting role left for me at some point in time. Yeah, because when he started, he's been fairly successful.
Yeah, and listen, a lot of these guys will go back to their hometowns and they'll have great opportunities because people will be like, I want John Wolford on my team. I want him on my sales team or on my whatever he's going to do, financial team, whatever it ends up being.
Yeah, if it's not him, then it's another quarterback that I definitely read that has a degree in finance, and as soon as the playing days are over, I want to say it's Wolford, though.
Yeah, the Chase Daniel is always one of my favorite to talk about because the man has made over $41 million in the NFL, and he's started 5 games his entire career. He's completed 186 passes and has made over $41 million.
He was a stud in Missouri, though. I remember him coming right to Missouri. Yeah, he came out.
And then Blaine Gabbert was also studying.
No, I know he was. I know. We know how difficult it is.
So you said Missouri.
You said 41 million and 86 passes.
186 completions.
Wow. Completions. Okay, so he has made per completion $220,000.
Nice job.
Good job, Chase.
Per completion. Job. What's the great commercial that's on nowadays about the backup driver, like the
Progressive?
Yeah, I forget which quarterback it is that comes in.
Oh gosh,
I'll think of it. But it's a great commercial because he can't back the whatever it is. He can't back the trailer in, and they have to.
I don't know if I've seen
go
that
to him.
Yeah. It's a famous backup QB.
And they're like, let me pull in the backup.
Yeah, he's trying to pull in the trailer, and the guy keeps hitting the fence. So like, I want to say Chase. It's not Chase. But if somebody, I don't know. And they're like, you come in, and he comes in.
So funny. The backup.
Case Keenum. That's what
it's Keenum.
Yeah, Case Keenum.
He's the Bears backup too. I didn't even know. I don't think I've seen that commercial.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's fantastic.
There's a B one too. There's a beehive, and the guy's trying to spray it.
Yes.
I did see that one. I did see that.
Yeah, I love
They do. Their commercials are very good, actually. Yeah.
All right, one other college football note. This, to me, is absolutely wild. Due to conference realignment, Oregon State and Washington State have a home and home this season. They will play each other twice this season because obviously they're the last two remaining in the Pac-12. It was the Pac-12.
Yeah.
And so literally they will play each other twice in the same season. Once at Oregon State, once at Washington State.
Trim the fat.
Yeah.
That's the fat. That's the fat I'm talking about. Trim them. Go into your own league. Like you'll find there'll be a good league for all that fat trim.
People who don't know,
they have the Pac-12. They're by themselves.
Yeah, they've trimmed the fat.
Pac-2.
But no,
Play each other 8 times.
We read through the schools that will be joining the Pac-12. And they were probably, in your mind, quote unquote, the fat. People who don't know, Tom wants to create a league away from the NCAA that it is. The way it exists now. Two leagues.
Yeah, be an elite league and then the not so elite league.
That's what we'll call it.
Right. Good luck talking to
NSEA.
the president.
Not so elite association.
Yeah. Good luck talking to the presidents of those colleges and being like, okay, we're going to bring you into the not so elite league.
But listen,
still good football.
yeah. It'll be competitive. Just listen.
Yes. All right. So a week from tomorrow, we are heading to Vegas, and we want to tell people they can still get involved. You just have to make sure you go to Nevada, any of the Circa sports books between now and September 6th. They've got the Circa Million, the Circa Survivor, and of course the Grandissimo Pro Football Contest as well. The Circa Million, you can win up to $6 million in guaranteed prizes. And then the Circa Survivor, guess how many entries they have to win $15 million. You don't really have to guess, but they have, as of right now, 5,352 entries. And again, it goes until September 6th. Yeah. So that is a lot of people that want to play that. And then Circa Million, that's also an absolute blast to play. So I'm super excited for us to get there. We have to figure out what bets we're going to make.
That's right.
And
we're betting Jag fans. We're throwing money on the Jags, let me tell you.
Which after
we were going
Saturday
over
night,
our parlays at camp today.
After Saturday night, I was like, are we sure we want to go with the over on the 8.5?
I think it's 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah,
okay.
wins.
So, that makes you feel a little better. But I can understand the fans that after Saturday night were like, this team is the same old Jags. They're terrible. They're never going to win a game, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's funny. Like, again, you can only see what you see on the field, right? So with the game's over, we'll move on to the next one. But like today, defense won a lot. They look pretty good. So what does that mean? They're in full pads. Does that mean
or does that mean our
line's
offense
not
sucks,
that
so the
good?
defense looks
and
good?
Pittsburgh just didn't have their studs out there. That's why we did okay. I'm not saying that's the case because you don't know.
No, we're just going off what you can see.
But what you can see, So it's kind of like
we were going to be in Miami for those joint practices or the one joint practice. Only
and there's a casino down there we can go to. Let's go. Come on, we'll be the casino crew. Just float around to different casinos and talk sports.
The casino crew. There we go.
Yeah. I love it. All right, I've got today's Terminix Pest of the Day on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 10 to Next on 92.5 FM.
60 days from now, you'll be one of these two guys. The first guy, sluggish, foggy, and feeling like he just can't keep up like he used to. The second guy, driven, strong, and confident. Why? Male Excel's breakthrough microdosing protocol, a daily low-dose testosterone. You don't have to be the first guy anymore. Be the second guy. Take the same steps he took. Try MaleExcel.com. 100,000 men chose wisely. Your move.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. It's the little things like a peach milkshake on a warm day that makes summer sweet. And now you can head to your local Chick-fil-A and enjoy a favorite summer treat again. Hand spun the old-fashioned way, this refreshing milkshake features Chick-fil-A ice cream and peaches. It's the perfect cold treat to enjoy outside on a warm day or with friends and family after dinner. And it's here for just a limited time, so swing by your local Chick-fil-A and treat yourself today.
The best game day parking in all of Duval is at Tailgaters Parking. Are you ready for some football? Tailgaters is just steps away on the east side of the stadium. Visit tailgatorsparking.com and secure your season parking pass today.
Duck Duck Rooter. We've seen it all. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Upgrade her diamond ring this summer with no money down and 0 interest for 5 years. Don't miss this killer offer from Beard's Diamonds. 5 years, 0 interest financing till the year 2030. Not just on engagement rings, also on earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry. Buy now and pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. So that $5,000 gift comes out to just $85 a month. Beard's Diamonds is Jacksonville's locally owned source for exquisite jewelry. We can do things the big corporate jewelers can only dream of, like lowering interest rates all the way down to 0. All GIA certified diamonds are included in this. sizes. Rounds, princess cuts, ovals, pear shapes, cushion cuts, emerald cuts. Whether you get a $5,000 diamond or a $50,000 diamond, you can spread your payments over 5 whole years. Get the Beards Diamonds unbeatable price. Pay 0 down and spread your payments over 5 years. But hurry, this is a limited time offer that ends August 31st and will not be extended. Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center. Shop local. Shop Beards. On approved credits and restrictions apply. See store for details.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
Hacker here. You know, those of you that have listened to me for years realize that I used to do a lot of different weight loss things, a lot of different things that I tried that just never worked for one reason or the other. And then Awaken 180 Weight Loss came along, and I heard Mike Dempsey and Matt Hayes talking about it, and I thought, you know what the heck? What do I have to lose? I'm going to give it a try. I had low expectations, to be honest, based on previous history, but I learned very quickly that Awaken 180 Weight Loss is the best weight loss program I was ever on. I dropped 19 pounds my first 2 weeks on Awaken 180 Weight Loss, went on to lose over 100 pounds total. I'm keeping the weight off with the Awaken 180 Weight Loss Maintenance Program. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best weight loss program I have ever been on, and the results speak for themselves. If it's time for you to lose some weight like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. You can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I like my water with lemon and lime. That's cause they're better combined. Kinda like us, you and I. If you were fruit, you'd be fine.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Tuesday afternoon. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day, as always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at terminix.com. That's terminix.com. If you have any sort of pest issues in your house or your business, they will take care of it. They do a great job at our home. Spray for mosquitoes in the front yard and the backyard. When Brian's grilling outside, I used to have to douse myself in the bug spray, and now I don't even have to put any on. They also take care of Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. Sha'Carri Richardson is going to be today's Pest of the Day. She did come out with an apology to her boyfriend, but you shouldn't have to apologize for basically assaulting your boyfriend in an airport. Like, that just shouldn't happen in the first place. So I'm glad she apologized publicly.
I don't know the story. I know the sprinter. I know who she is.
Yeah,
right?
so she and her boyfriend were flying somewhere,
Okay.
I want to say late last week, and basically she started, she was arrested.
Pounding on him?
She was arrested July 27th on a 4th-degree domestic violence offense for allegedly assaulting him at the Seattle airport. So I don't know where they were headed to. But yeah, so it ended up, it's more than last week. But yeah, she basically was
She got long
him.
nails, too, man.
She
might
does.
scratch it.
She looks scrappy anyways.
Yeah,
She will beat somebody up.
She's little, though, right?
She
She's a little
is
girl.
smaller.
Well,
And it was right before she was
they're the
supposed to
scrappy
run the
ones.
100 meters and the U.S. championships.
Yeah.
So
So what did her apology say? Sorry you got on my nerves and I had to punch you.
To Christian, yeah, to Christian, I love you. I'm so sorry. She put herself in a compromised situation, and she loves him, and she apologizes. So
you got to learn how to, move a little bit with your guy with a woman that likes to throw down. Just move the head a little bit.
But I mean, first of all, when you're flying anywhere, to me, I don't even like loud noises in the airport because especially definitely not on a plane, but just because it harkens back to me for 9/11 and the reasons that we have TSA in place now are because of the events that unfolded back then. And so I want everything to be safe and calm around me. And this has nothing to do with necessarily a fear of flying. It just has to do with, I remember watching, the towers be hit when I was in college. And so we know what transpired in the airports too.
Yeah. So chaos to you, you start hearing that and it makes you nervous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If someone's screaming at someone in an airport, I'm we need to have security because there could be a massive issue. And obviously it's much safer now because we do have TSA and we have to go through, and get all of our stuff scanned. It's crazy to think, Taylor, that there was a time that did not exist. Yeah. You just showed up at the airport and there was no metal detector, or not metal detector,
People
but
were just smoking cigarettes in the line waiting to go through.
True story. Way before. I was late for a flight that I had to get on.
Okay.
I really had to get on. And it left only about 10 feet, but it left the thing. And she called the plane and they brought it back.
No way.
Yeah, true story. And I'll tell you real quick. So
like not 10 feet in the air.
No,
but 10
like
feet
pulling
from
out of the
gate.
what do you call it? The term of the gate. Yeah. And so anyway, I had this really big charity event the day before, and the VIP party went really late. And the next morning, I was due to fly out with Bees, Log, and a bunch of guys who were doing this Navajo reservation leadership camp, and they were counting on me to be there. So anyway, Bees and I had worked. I thought we'd worked it out the night before. Hey, I'll pick you up and we'll drive in together. Well, Bees calls me. He's like, "Yo, T-Mac, where are you?" I'm like, "Oh man, listen, I had my bag packed. Thank goodness." And he's like, "No, I'm at the airport." I looked at the clock, and I had 45 minutes. Let me just say, thank goodness there were no police officers out there. I had a great car at the time. I got up there. I had this massive duffel bag. We were gone for like a week, 8 days. So it's going to be a big trip. And I'm in flip-flops. I didn't get a chance to shower. I probably smelled like alcohol still. And I'm running the whole way. And I get through. I knew the guys at the gate, or at the where you drop off your bag. "Hey, Tommy." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm late. I got to go. Get through security. I'm hauling butt. I'm sweating like crazy. I come around the corner, and I see the plane leaving. And I'm just like, no. I'm just going to be so upset. I can't. And I go up to her. I'm like, "Ma'am, could you please just tell him to come back?" She's like, "I can't do that." So I'm like, "You don't understand. This is for charity. I got to go. I gotta be on." She's like, "I can't do it." And I'm sorry I did this, but I slammed the thing. I said, "I have to be on that plane." She goes, "Just a minute." She calls and they brought it back. So anyway, Logman tells this story. So Logman's like in the plane. They're pulling back. They stop.
They're like, "What's happening?"
They're pulling forward. The door opens, and there I am with my duffel bag. And he just looks at me, and he's like, "You son of a, you know what?" I'm like, "Don't talk to me. I'm going to sleep for the whole trip." And I slept for like 13 hours because we had to take a couple flights, a big bus ride. I mean, I was just, oh my goodness.
The people on that plane were probably like, "Who's this guy that we have to go back to?" The president.
I mean, could you imagine? I mean,
nowadays this would never happen. Like not in a
you couldn't even get through security in 45 minutes.
No.
But remember when you could show up to your flight at Jacksonville International at like 30 minutes before.
Yeah.
Throw your bag and you're like, "Yeah, I'm here," and it would be you'd make your flight. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. But now there was no chance that even if you did make it through security,
then they're pulling that plane back up.
They're not going to pull the plane back, and also you're probably getting arrested for banging your hands on the table, like
with your duffel bag that they didn't check.
Well,
it was airport harassment. I
you still have a change of clothes in jail. So wait, what was the camp about?
Oh, it was awesome. So we went to the Navajo reservation. It was all for the Navajo Indians, their tribe, and we went out there. We did a football camp. We did these leadership camp. Yeah, we did it 2 years, 2 different times. And Logs would the pitch was, "Hey, we'll go fly fishing in the San Juan River." Nice. We had a blast. I mean, Cheever went with us. Hardy went. Bees went. We had a great time. And then we taught them a little bit about football. It was awesome. We played flag football. So I grabbed the 3 biggest kids, and they were massive. And I said, "Will you guys be my line?" And I'm going to get this. And I saw this little girl was fast. I'm like, "She's going to be our running back." And they're like, "We'll protect her." I'm like, "I know you will." And they steamrolled everybody. We beat everybody. It was fantastic. But it really was a great trip. It was with Dennis Byrd. If you remember Dennis Byrd, who played for the Jets, who broke his neck in a sack. He ended up dying later on. But him and Logs were really good friends. And they did this event. So we'd go coyote shooting, which we didn't see any coyotes. And I couldn't. Prairie dogs. We tried to shoot prairie dogs. I missed my 22 a ton. They're a nuisance out there. That's why you shoot them. They dig holes and the livestock.
Out there.
Yeah, they fall in the holes. The cattle break their legs and horses and that kind of stuff. So, but I couldn't hit anything. But the fly fishing was incredible. It was really came from it was like a. Cheever actually fell in because he was so mad I was catching fish at the front end of the boat. He's like, "Let's switch." I'm like, "All right, whatever." And as we're switching, we're in a rowboat. Just 2 of us with a guide. It was like eight different boats going down this little river. It was from a dam. It was like 40 degrees. It was freezing water. And Chief, who was 300 at the time, him and I didn't quite fit going inside, and he accidentally fell in, and I had to grab him by his shorts and like hold on to it. He came up, and he was like he was frozen. He's like, "Oh my gosh!" But we had so much fun.
But you got him back on the boat.
Got him back on the boat, and he ended up catching some trout. So
see, they could have made it work in Titanic. They could have got him.
grab him by the belt. You'll hold on to him.
I just saw that on social media that James Cameron, the director of Titanic, they went in a pool and they put two, like a male and a female, and they tried to see if both could survive on the door.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he wanted to make sure that by the time the movie was produced, like there was no possible way that she could save Jack.
Yeah, no.
I don't believe
Jack froze. He had to go. Bye, Jack.
He had to go. Which, by the way, going like your story where you made the whole plane come back to the gate. The hungover at the airport is the worst in the entire
especially leaving Vegas.
So bad.
That's the worst.
Hungover on a plane might be worse than hungover at the airport.
The AFC, after the AFC Championship game when we all went up there, big group of friends. Obviously, we were tailgating all day, long night. Didn't get back to the hotel until I don't even know what time.
2017, not the 90s.
Yeah. And so it was like we're getting our flight. I don't even remember. It was way too early though. I got to the airport and we had to sprint 2 hours because we were running late. And so luckily none of us had to check bags or anything, but we're still like full sprinting through the airport with our rolly bags. At one point I was like, I can't do it. You guys just go ahead. I can't do it.
I can
It was so bad. And then everyone, so the guys went ahead and they all got to the plane and were like, we have 4 girls, they're coming, but hold on. And we were like, we're coming, hold on, we'll make it. It was the worst 25 minutes of my whole life.
See, my cousin was on a plane one time, very hungover, and she texted me that she was using the paper bag.
Not good.
And she's like, I can't. And I was like, that might be even worse. And at least the airport, there's restrooms. Like,
See, the plane, I fall asleep. So once I hit the plane, I was out and I was fine.
Unless you sit next to me.
You got that.
The 3 of us will be on a flight to Vegas next week, and we strategically put Tom in his own row because,
thank you.
Now that I know you're going to show up, smelling and everything, not showering. I'm so glad. No.
I'll make sure I do that before.
You guys can play rock, paper, scissors for who has to sit next to me and listen to my chit chat. All right, we've got one segment to go. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Bone-crushing blows to game-winning goals. Feel the energy on 1010XL. History! Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Big number 1 Duval Ford is trusted by Duval families, Duval businesses, and law enforcement across Florida. We're Jacksonville's largest Ford dealer by new Ford sales with the biggest service facility to keep everything in your driveway and in your fleet on the road. Shop Big number 1 Duval Ford on Cassett Avenue for our low prices and nationally recognized service-first experience. Big number 1 Duval Ford, proudly serving North Florida since 1916.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a fight for the last slice of pizza? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
This is Greg Huntington, aka The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Lauren, can I give away some lunch?
Yes, please do.
Winner.
Please give away some Chick-fil-A.
Let's give away some free Chick-fil-A. You will get lunch if you give us a call at 641-1010, and you are caller number 2. Give us a call and you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A.
I like to mix it up every now and again. You know, we got to keep the listeners on their toes. They can't just always expect lunch right after the tangent.
To work for it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's right. And by the time, it'll be dinner, right? So you get part lunch, part dinner. Perfect time to have
I love dinner.
Chick-fil-A. I love dinner, too.
I call that happy hour.
I like that also.
Yeah, you can combine them
Tapas.
for sure.
I love a good tapas spread.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so when it comes to Chick-fil-A, what's your go-to meal? You're the nuggets, right?
I love all of it. I love chicken nuggets, chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders. Give me the chicken and I will eat anything. But I usually am a nugget fan just because I like to. Their buffalo sauce is like one of my favorite fast food buffalo sauce, if not my favorite buffalo sauce. And so that one is like with the nuggets are so good because I just toss it and it's almost like a little boneless wing, you know. And I love their crunchies too because the crunchies on their. They have like the extra crunch on their nuggets. I guess on their sandwiches too, but especially on the nuggets.
I know you went today, so that's what I was asking.
I did go today.
Nice.
Yes.
The key is the fries. If the fries are crispy and salty,
if you get the fresh waffle fries, yes.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm a number one meal guy, extra large. But I know, I got strategy because I normally, if I do Chick-fil-A, I'm with my family or with my wife at least, you know, we're doing a little drive-through thing. So I know she's going to get nuggets. And she's probably going to get 12, and she'll probably have about 3 left over.
You get a little extra.
So I get a little bit of both, which is kind of nice.
By the way, Lauren, have you tried, because you are a spicy fan like I am, they have I don't know if it's newer, I knew newer, but I don't know how new, but it's like a sweet sriracha sauce there. You would love it. It's so good. I tried it for the first time last week, and it's very, very good. But it has a kick. But I know you enjoy that also. So
yeah, we grow peppers in our backyard, Tom. We have serrano and jalapeno.
Oh, really?
And we love to.
Peperico.
I mean, when I say we grow them, like we bought them, you know, we bought the plant, we put it in a pot, and then it grows.
Then you talk to it and water it.
I actually do talk to the plants.
Yeah, you got to talk to your plants.
They're beautiful little, especially with the serranos when they turn red, because they start green, but then they turn this like just bright red color. And I just think that it's so pretty, especially with the juxtaposition of the green plant.
I made stuffed peppers over the weekend, and they were very
poblano
good.
peppers.
So I use like a green bell pepper. I stuff those, but inside it has a rice with red pepper in it and some veggies and chicken and cheese, and I stuff the pepper with that, and they're delicious.
Sounds good.
I love this food segment. Man. You make me hungry.
I also love, by the way, this is underrated at Chick-fil-A, the chicken noodle soup.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Winter.
Okay.
Yeah,
because it's real chunks of chicken in it, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
I
You
feel
guys
like
like
it
the
was Chick-fil-A
sauce, the Chick-fil-A sauce? My girls love that
Polynesian?
stuff. Whatever
Well, they have like a Chick-fil-A.
sauce.
They have
Yeah.
a Polynesian, but then they have a Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah.
That's Graham Marsh's favorite. He used
Yeah.
to store them in the freezer. I don't know why, but he said if you put Chick-fil-A sauce in the freezer, it's like 10 times better.
Really?
I don't know,
Okay.
but maybe a little hack for
Marinate
you.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graham dog sits for us. For people who don't know, Graham used to work at 1010.
Yeah, Grammage.
Yeah, he works somewhere else now, but he dog sits for us still. And we can always tell when he's been to a certain sub shop at the beach called Angie's because there's the Peruvian sauce in the fridge. He'll leave it for us.
Can't
So
beat
it's just very
that.
sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Let's circle back to the Jaguars practice today. Certainly, like you said, Tom, earlier, it was more physical than
Yeah.
we've seen. It was a padded practice. Certainly yesterday's was not. I could tell that the coaches were getting after the players both yesterday and today verbally.
Oh, Camp had Coach Camp had some language today.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, he
after
lost
it.
his voice today, I think.
Yeah, the running backs yesterday, I heard the running backs, a couple of the different running back coaches yelling at the running backs that he
Yep.
wanted them to have a little bit different of body language. So I think they saw a lot of what we saw Saturday night, and it displeased them.
Well, and look, you're getting to the dog days of camp, right? It's the same, whether you're in pads, not pads, what have you, going against the guy,
Yeah,
you know.
the same players.
After a while, you're just tired of, and you do have to find that energy late in camp. And then it's up to the coaches to be yelling at you. Like, Camp was saying, get off the ball, get off the ball, get off the ball. Because it's very easy to be like, hey, bro, take it easy on this one. You know what I mean? Talking to the lot. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Then they just
Pinky
kind of hit
promise.
each other. Yeah, just so they don't, still do the work, but not going full speed. And the coaches are like, hey, man, we gotta up this tempo. But the tempo was, I thought overall it was kind of a 50-50 day.
Yeah, it was.
Offense was okay, defense was okay.
They ended on a high note with the touchdown pass.
Yeah, which I think that's what it went long, and I think they wanted to see. They weren't seeing enough, I feel like, so they pushed it. Parker had a great day. I think Parker Washington's been really fun to watch on Jordan Lewis. He had one on Jordan Lewis that I was like, whew, that was a good catch. But then the Jaguars social media posted one too. I think it was a touchdown that they posted. But he looked good today. I'm like, good for Parker.
I liked when Parker, who knocked De'Ami Brown down after a route, and he came over and jacked the guy up. I know he was Antonio Johnson. No, Antonio. Just they were kind of playing around, and he knocked him down, and Parker right away gave him a little jack. I was like, all right, that's good. I like that little feistiness coming from number 11. But listen, he's been, if you had to pick a star of the camp, he's one of the stars of the camp. He's made catch after catch, and he's looked good so far.
It was fun watching Pancol and Slaughter today, too, because they were going at it. They were kind of messing with each other, giving kind of mouthing off a little bit, but having fun. And so those are the things you want to see. To your point, it gets to the point in camp where you can tell the energy levels are like, okay, we want to play a football game that matters. And to keep that energy going, you could see them on every side, coach-wise, but also some of the players working towards that, too.
Well, here's somebody with a ton of energy.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Well, a lot of energy for 2 hours at least, Hayes.
Yes, let's do it. I'm ready. Energy is high, and we've got lots to talk about on the Frangie Show coming up. So it should be a lot of fun. Obviously, we'll talk tons of Jaguars, but also get into some college football stuff as well as we get closer to ending the speculation and actually playing some games.
Did you enjoy the fight today?
We weren't out there. Frank and I had we've got a really exciting new client, the farm at Okefenokee. So it's about an hour into Folkston. And so we went and toured it today.
Very nice. Okay.
And it was unbelievable. So we're excited to tell people about that. So yeah, no practice for us today, but certainly, we were monitoring what's going on and things like that. So we'll talk more about just sort of projecting it, not so much, obviously what was out there today, but yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up.
What do you think the scrimmage? Thursday's a scrimmage. What are you thinking? Is it going to be like the mock scrimmage?
2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Yeah. I mean, I think it should be. I don't think they're going to play against the Saints.
Right.
The starters.
Right.
So I think it's going to be like
physical, real
40,
maybe.
50 snaps.
Okay.
Of ones versus ones, and
good.
But we'll see. I mean, he hasn't declared that. That's just my guess. But I wouldn't imagine you would scrimmage them
and then play them
and then play them on Sunday.
I agree.
So do they not play the final one either? You don't think?
I wouldn't think.
Yeah, and that wild.
So what we saw is what we saw.
Yeah, I think that could be it. So
what
we'll
kind of
see,
team are we gonna have this year?
No idea.
Yeah. So
we're hoping for the best.
We'll find out. But I would think Thursday is a real crossroads day in terms of what Liam ends up doing with the team. So anyway, coming up on the Frangie Show, we'll talk all about it.
All right, sounds good. Thanks,
Thank you.
Hayes. Yeah, it's going to be a fun day Thursday. I feel
think so.
Yeah, Liam's going to get a lot done, and that alignment assignment, that better be on point, or we're going to hear even more screaming.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Week 1 against the Panthers will be a surprise. We'll be like, let's see what we're going to...
We're getting to the point where who are your guys?
Yeah.
Who are
Well,
your
especially
starters?
we've talked about the different position battles, offensive line.
Yeah,
I think for
safety.
the most part it's set, but I think
so.
there's maybe a little battle at right guard. Safety for sure. There's still, Coach Camp was asked about that today. He's like, no, we're just going to keep evaluating. So other than Eric Murray, I'm not sure that we will know until week 1 who the starters are going to be. The Jaguars release a second depth chart. It's very similar to the first one, so I'm not sure that we learned a whole lot from
running
there.
backs.
And running backs, absolutely.
Tank's
there's a
getting
battle.
whatever that tweet was
what
about.
Was that? Yeah. What was that?
That's a mystery.
He's supposed to be the starter, not. I don't
Which
know.
the interesting part, Travis Etienne Jr. was supposed to talk after practice today, but he ended up getting cramps, so he didn't speak to media. So we will figure out more. Certainly, as the week progresses.
Catch the ball, Tank.
There you go.
Catch the ball.
All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, for Aaron Beasley, for stopping by for the first hour, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is